Hey y'all, this is Philip the Learn to Grow guy. Today what I'm working on is actually chopping and dropping comfrey so that I could make some comfrey tea, some comfrey compost tea. Okay, now let me show you what I've been doing. I've been chopping comfrey. See that? Chopping comfrey. Okay, and what I've done with some of them is that I've actually did like chop and drop around certain plants, like this one here, that one, the one over there, the ones over there, including the ones by the little fruit tree over there that we should not name at this point. So anyway, since I've been doing that, what I've decided to do is, like I said, make the tea. And in making the tea, what I'm doing is that I'm taking the comfrey. I'm not chopping up into small pieces. Okay, I'm not doing that this time. I think I must have had at least 6 buckets. I think this is what I have left. I have those 2 plus the contents of this bucket. Okay, I've already started putting stuff in here. Okay, and I remember that I should make a video on this one. So the little viney things you see here, it actually comes from there. That's tomato plants. That's from my tomato plants. I cut those off a few days ago, and as it is said, the place to get the most nutrient stuff that tomatoes have a need from is actually from the tomato plant itself. So therefore, I've got those tomato plants from over there, and I'm putting them in here in this bucket. Not bucket, but this drum here. Okay. Also, what I'm using is I'm actually using my Walmart buckets. These here are from Walmart, okay? And see, look, check this out. I'm probably not supposed to do this, but this is, see, it's from Walmart. And basically they charge me $1 per bucket for each of these big ones. And they're typically charging 50 cents for those there, okay? What I'm actually planning on doing with those is that when my plants over there mature, and I'm ready to sell them, I'm going to drill holes on the bottom of these buckets, and I'm going to sell them via those buckets. Okay, that's the plan that I have for those buckets. All right, but otherwise, like I said, I've got my comfrey. Okay, and so let's continue with the process. Okay, and basically the thing is just to mix stuff around. And also, another good thing you could do also is that if you have food scraps, like here from what we actually use in the cabin, I picked. Check this out. You see that? These are peas. Well, the string beans that I've collected from one of the rows of beans that I had planted. You can incorporate all this stuff in here. Huh? I wonder about the. Well, anyway. All right, and yet we have more. And I know that with this watermelon here, there's a lot that could have been done with the rind, but guys, I can only do so much at a time. Okay, so the watermelons, that's been cut for a few days. It's been sitting out waiting for me, and so that's what I've got in here. But wait, there's more. Okay, this is stuff from what's that? Pineapple remnants, remainders of pineapples. And keep something in mind, okay? When we eat pineapples here, we don't just take the skin and just toss it out. Basically, we'll take the skin and we'll put it in like a pitcher of water. Again, you got to wash it off first, okay? But then you make a good beverage out of it, okay? It's like a flavored water that you get out of it. All right. So now that I've got these in here, I think I'm going to put another bucket of comfrey in here. Uh-oh. And that is the reason why you don't want to keep trying to get these buckets, okay? I'm not naming any stores not to get them from, but you got to be gentle with these, especially if they've been sitting out in sunlight. And they become very brittle and they'll break. So instead of spending $4 or $5 on each of these buckets, why not go to your local restaurant or your local Walmart and ask them if they have any buckets. Okay, and if you're going to go to Walmart, you got to go to their bakery department, and you can do that with any grocery store. All right. And the key thing is to ask people nice. Okay, remember they're human beings, they're working folk, and they don't want to be treated like trash or like like they don't want to be treated just like anything. Okay, you want to treat people properly. All right, be nice to them. Okay, because I know that the people at my Walmart that I usually go to, but if I'm out and about, like with these here, and there's a Walmart nearby. What town was this one from? Anyway, it may not have the specific town on there, but you can be anywhere. You can be traveling, going to visit some folks, and you go into their town and there's a Walmart there. Go there and ask them. And if there's any specialty bakeries, okay, those will have a whole lot more of those buckets of frosting, so you can get those from there as well. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have chopped this down first, but it is what it is at this time. Okay. Now, I guess I didn't tell you guys what I had within the 5-gallon buckets over here. And it's basically water, okay? It's basically water. I'm not sure if I can do this one arm. No, I'm not that strong anymore. I can pick it up, but I'm not going to try to show off. Hold on. Okay, well, one down, many more to go, okay? And by the way, these buckets do come with lids. And I do use mine. Okay. They do come with lids, okay? Inside of here, I also had the remnant of the old batch that I made. It probably was down to here. This is a 55-gallon drum. It's not a 35-gallon drum. And it'll hold quite a bit. So another thing that I would sometimes put in there would be seawater. If you look at some of my past videos, you know that when I go to places where there's beaches, sometimes oceans, that is, okay, I will collect some seawater, okay? And this came about again from letting stuff sit out in the sun. All right, so just be careful. All right, let me continue on, and I'll get the rest of these buckets of water inside the container, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, here's what I did, okay? I went on and got some additional buckets. See, I got 2, 4, 6, 8 buckets of water, and there's another 9th one down there that I need to go get. So what I did is that last bucket of Comfrey, I did put it in here. All right, and I already started pouring water in here, as I said earlier. But I also got 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. The reason I get them is that water will cause these to rise, and stones is what I typically put on top of these to hold them down so that they're fully submerged into the water. So that's where I'm at right now, okay? Let me try to finish up. Okay. I don't know if you can see the water levels, but the water level's right here. Now keep in mind that on the very bottom, I did have the remnant of the last batch of this stuff that I made. And, ooh, it's a jumping spider. I like those. I mean, I think they're very intelligent. But anyway, y'all can check them out yourselves. So anyway, this is what I end up using. I end up using 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's 45 gallons of water that I've got in here. So again, this is a 55-gallon drum. I had very little bit left on the bottom, and now there's a little bit of surface left on top there. Where did my little buddy go? I'm trying to rescue it before I put the lid on. Anyway, okay. So again, like I said, I've incorporated a couple of buddies, okay, and that's to keep these things down, okay, so that they're able to get broken down in the water, okay. And what I'll typically do thereafter is I'll put the lid over this son of a gun. Yeah, life forms are scrambling. Go ahead, shoot. Okay, so anyway, this is what I typically do. I press them down, try to get this closed. There is a mechanism, there is a thing that I can there's a ring that comes with these when you buy them. And I've got it on double duty elsewhere. I got it working elsewhere. Like, here it is. Like this here. I can put it around it. I can put it around it. Around the top, and there's a blue lip. There's a lip on the blue container that sticks out. This is typically go around it and I can lock it into place. But I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave that alone because this thing can breathe. I want to make sure that it breathes a little bit, even though this is cracked. And I think there's another crack I have on here someplace. So maybe it's on the other one. But anyway, this is what I've got. This is what I'm making. And y'all make sure that y'all make yourself some compost tea, okay? Use that Comfrey that you have. All right, use that Comfrey that you have. I mean, that is enough Comfrey. I mean, that's enough for me back there. That's going to last me for quite a while. All right, it's going to last me for quite a while. Probably all of next year, considering how many plants I've got. Remember, with this stuff here, depending on how long you leave it, you can take, what is it? I think it's 1 to 20. 1 to 10 or 1 to 20 that you can actually dilute it down. So let's just say you have 1 gallon of this stuff back here. Once it's set, you can mix it with 10 gallons or even up to 20 gallons of water and disperse it and water your plants and stuff like that, do whatever you need to do with it, okay? I know that whenever my biochar pit is done, my goal is to use some of that to try to get some of those nutrients inside the, use that to inoculate the biochar. It'll be one of the components at least, okay? And besides that, I've got wooded areas out here where I can also gather some bacteria from the soil out there to help further inoculate the biochar whenever I'm able to make it or whenever that pit becomes empty. See it? Still has water in it. Okay, it still has water in it. I dug this pit more than a year and a half ago at this point, going on 2 years. So I can make some biochar, even have plenty of wood waiting and stuff like that, but I've not been able to use it. So, but it is what it is. So guys, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, try to make sure that you hit the notification bell so that when I do release a video so that you guys can see it, okay? Okay, y'all take care.